Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going deep on a holiday classic.
Ooh, a classic.
You know how The Grinch Stole Christmas, the 2000 film? You know the one with Jim Carrey?
Oh, yeah, Ron Howard directed it, right?
That's right.
I think most people have seen this movie at least once.
Definitely a holiday staple. And in this deep dive, we're going beyond the basic plot. Really digging into the visuals, the iconic Jim Carrey moments.
And the themes, they're surprisingly deep.
You know right away we're in for something special.
What do you mean?
That opening scene. Whoville is completely over the top with Christmas cheer.
It's almost like a sugar rush visually, like those candy-colored houses.
And the Who's are like vibrating with excitement.
It's classic Dr. Seuss, though, right? That exaggeration. And the film just nails it.
It does, but then bam, we're in Mount Crumpet.
Yeah, talk about contrast. It's the Grinch's lair, you know?
Yeah.
All gloomy and isolated.
It's such a stark difference, and it really sets up the whole conflict.
Like holiday cheer versus total cynicism.
Exactly. And the thing about the Grinch is, he's a villain you love to hate.
But you kind of feel for him, too.
Right. And those flashback scenes are crucial for that. We see him as a kid, an outcast.
Bullied for being different. That scene where he makes the gift for Martha May, and it goes so wrong.
And then the mayor makes fun of him. Ugh. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it really makes you understand his resentment towards Christmas.
Not that stealing it is right,
Mm.
but you get why he's so bitter.
It's not a simple good versus bad story, is it? The film really explores his character, shows how his experiences made him who he is.
And then there's Cindy Lou Who.
She's so sweet.
She's like this little beacon of empathy and curiosity.
Doesn't just accept what everyone says about the Grinch. She wants to understand him.
I love their first encounter in the post office.
It's so well done.
That mix of fear and fascination in her eyes. Taylor Momsen is great in the role.
She really brings that childlike wonder, you know?
And she's the one who suggests nominating the Grinch for Cheermeister.
Such a bold move, especially in a town that basically hates him.
Right. It's like this little kid challenging all the adults' ideas.
Makes you think that sometimes it takes a child's perspective to break through that prejudice.
To offer a chance for change. And the Grinch's reaction to the nomination? Priceless.
He's totally caught off guard.
Disbelief. Suspicion. But then a tiny little bit of hope. You can almost see the wheels turning in his head.
Trying to figure out if it's real, you know?
That struggle is what makes him so interesting. Cynicism versus this new possibility.
And this is where Jim Carrey shines. He captures that manic energy, but also the vulnerability.
He could have gone full caricature, but he found that perfect balance. Makes the Grinch hilarious and relatable.
And you can't forget the visual humor.
Oh, it's fantastic. His expressions, his physical comedy, even how he is with Max.
It's also clever. The filmmakers really played to Carrey's strength.
But the humor is not just slapstick either. The dialogue is witty. You know, it's smarter than just a kid's movie.
So let's talk about the Whobilation.
Okay, it's this huge explosion of Christmas cheer.
And the Grinch is there, awkwardly.
He doesn't know what to do with himself at first, but then he starts to loosen up, even plays the games, almost like he's getting a taste of belonging.
It's a big turning point. He starts to see the Who's differently, not just mindless consumers.
They actually enjoy being together.
But then the moment's ruined.
The mayor. That pompous jerk decides to propose to Martha May.
In the most over-the-top way possible.
With a new car. You can practically see the Grinch's heart breaking.
All that progress just gone. Like his insecurities and resentment all come flooding back.
Total buzzkill.
But it's also clever. It shows how complex forgiveness and healing can be.
It's not just a straight line forward. The past can really hold you back.
And for the Grinch, that pain is still very real.
And that's what leads him to steal Christmas.
He goes full mad scientist. The Santa suit, the sleigh, even training Max.
It's hilarious, but also kind of sad.
Because this is his way of dealing with the pain. Taking away everyone else's happiness.
And he's so smug about it, too. Like, yes, I'm going to ruin Christmas, and it's going to be great.
He's a fascinating mix of villainy and vulnerability. Hard to totally condemn him, even when he's doing wrong.
But while he's doing all that, the Who's are completely oblivious, getting ready for Christmas.
We see Cindy Lou, and she's so excited about Santa.
It's such a contrast to the Grinch's bitterness.
It's like the film is reminding us what Christmas is really about, you know? The generosity.
And then the heist begins.
Chaos everywhere.
From a filmmaking standpoint, what do you think of those scenes?
They're visually spectacular. The way they show him sneaking in, taking everything.
It's like a live-action cartoon.
Yeah.
And the scene where he shoves a whole tree up the chimney, comedic gold.
The production design is amazing, and the costumes.
The Who's outfits are so outlandish, perfect for that Seuss style.
I love the Grinch's Santa suit. So elaborate.
And Carrey's still brilliant underneath all that makeup. So much is conveyed with just his eyes.
It's amazing how he can be both scary and funny at the same time.
You can see he's having fun stealing, but there's also that sadness.
Like a desperation almost.
And then he runs into Cindy Lou.
She catches him in the act.
This could have been a scary moment, but it's actually tender.
Cindy Lou's empathy shines through again. She sees someone who's hurting.
And I think this is a good spot to pause.
Okay. We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we?
From the Grinch's past to his crazy plan.
But we haven't even gone to his redemption yet.
That's right. The real meaning of Christmas is still to come.
So we left off with the Grinch escaping with all that Christmas stuff and Cindy Lou finding him.
Talk about a cliffhanger.
Right. But it's such a pivotal scene. Really shows the heart of the movie.
Because she doesn't freak out.
She doesn't. Most kids would be terrified. But Cindy Lou is just curious.
About this strange guy who's taken all their Christmas stuff.
Exactly. She's been told he's a monster, but she still approaches him with kindness.
It wants to understand him. I mean, the Grinch could have been really mean.
Yeah.
But he doesn't hurt her.
No. He even makes up that story about the broken light on his sleigh.
It's like you see a glimpse of the person he could have been.
If things had been different, you know. And Jim Carrey does a great job in that scene.
He's trying to be grumpy, but you see that softness when he's talking to Cindy Lou.
It's really well acted. But then the sun comes up and reality hits.
Whoville without Christmas.
It's such a powerful scene visually. All those bright colors are gone. It's just shadows and silence.
It's like all that joy just vanishes. As a kid, I remember feeling so bad for the Who's.
They put so much into Christmas and it's all gone. But here's the thing. They don't give up.
As he starts singing.
In the town square. It's such a powerful moment.
It starts with Silent Night, all somber. But then it builds into this anthem of hope.
It's like the film is saying, Christmas isn't about the stuff. It's about being together, love and support.
And up in Mount Crumpet, the Grinch is listening.
Surrounded by all that stolen stuff.
Right.
But he's not happy.
He's starting to feel the weight of what he did.
And Ron Howard, the director, doesn't rush this. We see the Grinch slowly change.
That realization dawning on him. And the music in that scene is so good.
The Who's singing is like echoing in his head, a haunting reminder of everything he's trying to ignore.
It's brilliant how they use sound to show his inner turmoil. And then his heart grows 3 sizes.
Classic. Such a perfect visual for his transformation.
He's finally letting go of all that bitterness,
Yeah.
embracing love and forgiveness.
And he doesn't just sit there feeling good, he acts on it.
Decides to take everything back and apologize.
The scene where he loads up the sleigh and heads back down, so much suspense and humor.
He almost crashes like 100 times.
Uh-huh.
But he's determined to make things right.
It's like he's fighting against his old self, you know?
Yeah.
His cynicism and fear.
And then he's back in Whoville. With all the Christmas stuff, the looks on the Who's faces.
You can't believe it. It really shows the power of forgiveness.
They welcome him back after everything. And the Grinch apologizes. Kind of awkwardly.
But you can tell he means it. He knows he messed up and he's taking responsibility.
It's a true redemption moment. He's free from his past, and the Who's get their Christmas back.
It could have ended there, right? Everyone's happy singing carols.
But then there's that twist. With Martha May.
Right. She turns down the mayor's proposal.
Which is a big deal in Whoville. But she's following her heart.
And who does she love?
The Grinch. It's so unexpected, but it adds another layer to the story.
Like, love can happen anywhere, and true happiness isn't about stuff or status.
Exactly. And that last scene with the Grinch carving the roast beast, he's finally one of them.
It's the perfect image of acceptance. Warm and fuzzy ending. But we should talk about some of the flaws, too.
Right, no film is perfect. Even a classic like this.
Some people say it relies too much on slapstick and Jim Carrey's energy.
It can be a bit much.
Yeah.
And sometimes the special effects look a little dated now.
True. But the good outweighs the bad, I think.
It's a visually creative, heartwarming story. With a message that never gets old.
About kindness, compassion, and the real meaning of Christmas.
It's a film that people still love. But we have one more part to go.
We'll talk about the film's legacy and how it's impacted pop culture. We're back, talking all things Grinch.
Part 3 of our deep dive.
Hard to believe it's the last part already.
I know, right? We've talked about the Grinch's past, his crazy scheme to steal Christmas, and how he learned the true meaning of the holiday. But now let's talk about the legacy.
The impact this movie has had.
It's everywhere. People quote it all the time. The Grinch is a holiday icon now.
Memes, merchandise, it's become a part of our Christmas culture.
For sure. And I think one reason is that it works on different levels. Kids love it because it's fun and visually exciting. But there's also stuff for adults to appreciate.
Those deeper themes you mentioned earlier. And we can't forget the music.
James Horner. The soundtrack is amazing. Blends those original scores with classic Christmas songs.
Where Are You, Christmas? Became a huge hit.
Definitely a modern classic. And You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch is used so well throughout the film. Perfect for the character.
The visuals, too. So iconic.
Whoville has become like the image of Christmas cheer. Those crazy houses and all the candy colors.
And the Grinch himself. Green and furry. Everyone knows what he looks like.
It's interesting how that's influenced other Christmas movies and stuff. You see bits of Whoville everywhere now, even theme parks.
And then there's Jim Carrey.
Nobody else could have been the Grinch. His performance is just legendary.
He brought so much energy to the role. It's hilarious. But there's also those subtle moments.
He makes you hate the Grinch, but also root for him at the same time. Amazing.
But at the end of the day, I think this film is about the message. The true meaning of Christmas.
It's not about the presents or the decorations. It's about giving and kindness and being together.
Which is even more important now, I think, with all the commercialism and stuff.
It's easy to get caught up in the material side of things. But this movie reminds us what really matters.
Our relationships, our communities, the simple joy of being with people we care about.
And even someone like the Grinch can find redemption through love and forgiveness. Powerful stuff.
It all comes back to good storytelling, doesn't it? A simple story told really well.
With heart humor and amazing visuals. That's why we still love it. It brings us together and reminds us of what's important. Well said.
So there you have it.
Our deep dive into How the Grinch Stole Christmas is complete.
Hope you enjoyed it.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more great movie reviews. Until next time, happy watching.